The twin suns of Zerathis Prime beat down mercilessly on the endless dunes, turning the sand into a shimmering sea of bronze and gold. Nox wiped the sweat from his brow, cursing the day he'd agreed to transport cargo across the scorched expanse. His shuttle had died 3 hours ago, its core reactor fried by a sandstorm that had come out of nowhere. Typical human luck, he muttered, kicking at the useless piece of machinery. At 28, Nox had seen enough of the galaxy to know that humans were considered little more than clever scavengers by most alien species. Good with their hands, sure, but lacking the advanced biology or psionic abilities that made the other races truly formidable. A screech pierced the air, high-pitched and desperate. Nox's head snapped up. Another cry followed, weaker this time, coming from behind a massive dune to the east. Every instinct told him to stay put, conserve his energy, wait for a rescue that might never come. But that sound, it reminded him of his sister's kids when they were hurt. He grabbed his toolkit and started walking. What Nox found on the other side of the dune made him freeze. 3 creatures, each no larger than a house cat, huddled together in the shadow of a broken transport pod. Their scales shimmered like opals in the harsh light, purple, blue, and green, and small wings sprouted from their shoulders, too underdeveloped to be of any use. Their eyes, large and intelligent, fixed on him with a mixture of fear and desperate hope. Well, I'll be damned, Nox breathed. Drakari hatchlings. He'd seen images of the Drakari before, the dragon-like aliens who ruled the Andromeda sector with an iron claw. They were old, powerful, and notoriously protective of their young. These 3 shouldn't be here, abandoned in a desert on a backwater planet. The purple one hissed weakly, and Nox noticed the scorch marks on the transport pod. Someone had shot it down. Easy there, little ones, Nox said softly, approaching with his hands visible. The green hatchling collapsed, its breathing shallow. Without thinking, Nox dropped to his knees and opened his toolkit. His fingers moved with practiced precision, checking for injuries. Dehydration, heat exhaustion, and the green one had a nasty gash along its side. Nox tore strips from his shirt, fashioned bandages, and used his precious water ration to clean the wound. The hatchlings watched him with wide eyes, their fear slowly giving way to curiosity. As he worked, Nox talked to them. Nonsense, really, about his sister's farm on Earth, about the ships he'd fixed, about anything to keep them calm. Hours passed. Nox rigged a shade structure from the transport pod's debris and his shuttle's solar panels. He shared his ration bars, which the hatchlings devoured hungrily. The purple one, the boldest, chirped and nuzzled against his hand. Despite everything, Nox smiled. As the suns began to set, painting the desert in shades of crimson and violet, a roar split the sky. Nox looked up to see a massive ship descending, its hull gleaming like polished obsidian. Drakari warships. His heart hammered. This could go very badly. The ship landed with surprising grace, and a figure emerged, tall, bipedal, covered in midnight blue scales that seemed to absorb the fading light. Wings, massive and powerful, spread from its back. This was no hatchling. The alien's golden eyes locked onto Nox with an intensity that made him feel like prey. "You," the Drakari said, its voice resonating with harmonic overtones that bypassed Nox's ears and spoke directly to his bones. "You are the human who sent the distress signal from the hatchling's tracking devices." Nox stood his ground, though his legs wanted to run. "I found them. They needed help." The alien approached, each step deliberate. Behind it, a dozen soldiers emerged, weapons drawn. Nox's hand instinctively moved to shield the hatchlings who huddled behind his legs. The alien stopped, studying him. Then, to Nox's shock, it knelt. "I am Prince Zethrax of the Drakari Imperium. These are my offspring, stolen by assassins cast into this wasteland to die." The prince's eyes glistened. "You saved them, a human. We were told your kind were weak, disposable, concerned only with profit." "Yeah, well," Nox said, his voice rough. "We're also stubborn as hell and don't like seeing kids suffer." "Any kids?" Prince Zethrax reached out one clawed hand. Nox tensed, but the prince merely placed it on his shoulder, a gesture of respect. "The galaxy has misjudged humanity, it seems. You risked your life in a hostile environment, shared your resources, used your primitive," he paused, "forgive me, your practical skills to preserve my bloodline." The purple hatchling chirped and scrambled up Nox's arm, perching on his shoulder. The prince's expression softened in a way Nox wouldn't have thought possible. "My daughter has claimed you as kin friend," Zethrax said. This is not a bond given lightly among my people. Nox gently scratched under the hatchling's chin. She purred, a sound like distant thunder. She's a fighter. They all are, as are you. The prince stood, his full height towering over Nox. The Drakari Imperium owes you a debt that cannot be measured in currency. Name your price, human. Nox thought about his dead shuttle, his failed cargo run, the mountain of debt waiting for him back home. He thought about respect, about how humans were seen as lesser beings in a galaxy full of wonders. He looked at the 3 hatchlings now being fussed over by medical personnel and made his choice. Just one thing, Nox said. Remember that a human did this. Remember that we're not just good with machines, we're good, period. Tell others. That's all I want. Prince Zethrax's eyes blazed with approval. It shall be done. But know this, Nox of Earth. You will always have the protection of the Drakari. Always. As Nox was escorted onto the warship, the purple hatchling still perched on his shoulder. He allowed himself a tired smile. Maybe humanity's reputation was about to change, and maybe, just maybe, being stubborn and decent was the most powerful ability in the galaxy. The desert winds howled across the empty dunes, erasing footprints, burying the broken shuttle. But the story of what happened there would echo across 1,000 worlds, a testament to the unexpected strength of the human spirit. Endi.